because no one can hear me anyway, right?
Right, yeah.
Farron, get back on the boat!
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action and jump out of the tree and dash as far as I can.
Okay.
I don't know how far that is.
Are you gonna run
yes.
like along the coastline with the boat?
Towards the boat.
Totally.
That's the idea here.
Totally.
If the boat goes off screen, are we gonna get game over?
Yeah, it's gonna be a game over. It still has quite a bit of screen to go off of though, so I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
What would it give us a option to restart then?
Restart the mission.
Oh God, we've already had 3 hours of combat. Do we have to do 3 hours of combat again? Damn it!
It'll be fine. It's almost over.
I think I get to there, and
Shoot
then
you.
I'm ready to shoot tentacles if they come up again.
Sure. Yeah. Let me just hide him too, since nobody can see him anymore. Excellent.
Yay.
Lord Master Karis is going to do a thing on the boat. So this guy that's prone. So the guy that is on the mount. You see him. He kind of like he has this moment where he like looks around. And he goes. And he pulls up his mount and begins to like slowly back it away from you, but since the mount has to go on its turn, it's not going to do that yet. And the guy on the ground here, I think he's on the ground, and you see him, he's like coughing, right? Like his hands, he's on his hands and knees. He's like he like looks up with you, and he's got like just fire in his eyes. Morella, and he just like he holds up his trident and he throws it out of his hands.
At Hannibal.
No. And he comes to his knees, like kind of sitting on his heels. And even then, he's like at your chest level, right? Because he's massive. He's a big fucking thing. Big fucking Saurus.
Yeah.
And I think he just, after he does that, he just looks at you. He doesn't say anything. He just looks at you.
So, he's thrown his weapon on the ground.
Yeah, he's thrown his weapon on the ground at your feet, and he's just staring at you. But we're going to say an initiative because there's obviously still other stuff going on the other side of the map. So Hannibal, you see this. The giant lizard and the one riding him appear to be like taking a defensive / escapatory posture.
Okay.
And the one on the ground has presented basically his life.
Yeah, shit. I got the wrong password. Hannibal begins to rush back to the ship. These guys aren't putting up a fight, and
Deuces him out.
yeah. Like, what if? Does it seem like they would attack me if I went by them?
No, does not. Well, depends. The guy riding, maybe. But the guy on the ground in front of Morella, no, definitely not.
It would be a shame if he attacked.
Because like
Be a real shame indeed.
the guy riding is probably like he's not surrendering, right? So like if you come like running by him, he may think it's an attempt to surround him.
Just drive by him, Hannibal. Pew pew.
Yeah.
The boat is not moving very fast.
You're trying to discern whether it'd be quicker to. Okay, this guy's giving up, so it's fuck it. Focus fire on this asshole. Top one. I'm gonna knock him off his parapet. The
All right.
going for the mount.
Going for the mount. Okay, sure. It's a miss. That is a hit. Would you like to knock him back?
Yes, and also I don't appreciate whoever wrote that at the bottom of the description.
Wait, who wrote what on your description? Oh.
I mean, I have a wild theory.
Oh wait, I did that. I remember.
Yeah, I mean, you're the only one in control of the character sheet, so, you know.
Yeah, I remember now.
Yep, he played himself, guys. It's okay.
Does this thing it was... I'm looking a bit confused
Yeah, so
about
it
how
definitely stumbles. It definitely stumbles off the stoop. The stoop isn't high enough to cause any damage or anything.
Okay, how's this thing looking?
The mount looks real hard.
Okay, 15. Getting it right there.
Okay.
Starting to group up. And then Dane is going to...
Yes, Dane gets to go on your turn.
Shit, I should have made it give me advantage. He's going to... Where's Dane again? I forget.
I think you put him on top of Marilla. Here, he's right there.
Oh, okay. So he can go 40, 80 feet.
With a dash.
She's gonna go... Yeah. She's going to go right there. So they could survey the scene. Thank you.
Okay. Anything
That's
else?
it.
All right. Chester, you do not see tentacles coming out of the water. Farron,
This can
it has been 12 seconds since you have had oxygen.
Okay.
It isn't like super big deal, but like you didn't have any to start with, so it's a much more like interesting deal. But make me another wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, 15's high enough. You realize that underwater, you were fine.
I've never understood that about this creature.
It makes sense if you know like what's behind it.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that when you think about it like that, yeah.
With thinking this, I am going to submerge myself.
Just like
and
slam your head underwater and
suddenly, what is this?
yeah. So when you jump into the water again and you sink down, you have to consciously think it. Like it's really hard.
Yeah.
So like you have to be like, okay, how do I breathe water? And like eventually you like and oxygen flows into your system and you feel better, but it does appear like you are only able to breathe water currently.
We're gonna get you a reverse scuba suit.
I know, right?
Oh my god, you're gonna be Abe from fucking Hellboy.
Basically, yeah.
So, can I see the creature now that I am submerged?
It appears to have left.
Huh.
What a bitch.
Okay, I would telepathically say to Miss Lawmaster, it appears to have gone, but I now can only breathe underwater.
So before like she can stop the emotion, there's like a little pang of like sadness that comes across. And she says, it's all right. There are cures for that. And she says again quickly, she's probably like, I'm going to get the captain to stop the boat or I'm going to sink it myself.
Did she not have like roll deception on saying that her cures?
And then you hear right before she like cuts off the message, you hear her say, "Stupid goddamn fish dog lord breath," and like it cuts off like right there. And Chester, you can hear. Well, no, you can't hear because she's talking in his brain right now, right? Because she can communicate telepathically with him as well. you see like the crew start scrambling, and you see like the poles and stuff being brought out, and like attempted to like slow the boat down. But before Morella, it's your turn. Jackson, your microphone. Jackson, your microphone.
Please mute, please.
Goodness.
Okay. Muted him for just a moment.
Thank you.
God.
God.
Good lord. He's never had on the map before. I'm not really sure what's going on. Morella, you have a final action basically before everything either goes to shit or doesn't go to shit.
So, Shetland up in the north. This guy.
Uh-huh.
He's still looking like he is a combatant. Yes.
No.
He's not surrendering.
He is not surrendering. Not at all. He does not look like an aggressive combatant, though.
So, like, he's playing... If something hits me, I hit back.
Him and his mount are in a defensive posture, slowly backing away from the rest of you.
Alright.
But yes, if something hits me, I hit back. Would be a good way of putting that.
Alright. So, Morella just kind of looks at the situation. And she looks at the one that's, like, quote-unquote, kneeling down. Even though it's still
and so he's not looking at you anymore. He's looking at Hannibal.
Yeah. Who's he looking at?
Hannibal.
Alright, Hannibal, I gotta feed you to the lizard people.
His eyes are, like, staring directly through you and gazing into Hannibal's blackened soul.
Alright, so I'm gonna knock Hannibal prone so we can sacrifice him to the gods.
Okay, wait, hold on. Why'd you assume my soul was black?
Let's be honest.
You know,
one of them.
One of them. Gray.
Yeah, you're like a gray Jedi. They're only bad when it suits them.
Yeah, I mean, I've done okayish things before.
Right.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, cool.
But,
so what are you gonna do, Morella?
She's gonna look at the group.
Yeah. Okay.
She's gonna look at the group. She says, "Leave them. We need to get on the boat. It is leaving us."
Sure is.
So she is going to haul the fuck over there.
Again, kind of the same deal with Hannibal. Like, if you go to like start running by this guy, he may take that as an aggressive action. But he also appears that like if nobody engages him, he might flee, right?
Right.
So you could like hold your action to run at full sprint, like to dash. As fast as you can go towards the boat.
Yeah.
If running away is indeed what he does.
Yeah, well, fuck that. All right. The best course of action is if he hits me, we just kill him. If not, then we just get by him.
Sure.
Simple. That's her logic. She's letting this guy go. So if he hits, it's his fault, not hers. So, all right. Let me figure this out again. Yeah, so she can get there, and then if she takes a step forward, she has to dash. So when I get here, I'm still in the threat range, so I have to move out of it. So I take the dash action.
This is really important to the question.
Yeah.
How are you maneuvering past this beast? Are you just like shield up, like trying to deflect any blows that might come and running, or are you like hands up, like, you know, inching by with the wall of fire behind you?
It's actually none of those two. It is simply
those
slight
are like the
jog.
two extremes, right?
And as she like passes by, she simply like looks over and glares at the creatures, but doesn't like, you know, she doesn't. She still has the weapon in her hand. She still has the shield at her side. So it just looks like she's.
So you don't like bring it up or anything.
Yeah. The type of scenario.
Okay. Yeah. So then, if that is what you were doing, then I think the creature like it growls at you. It's like as you drive by, and you can see the trident like up, but also trying to watch all of your allies as well.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna run over to the pier.
Yeah.
If it doesn't do anything,
it does not attack you.
Yeah, that's right, bitch. Know your place.
Cool. Yeah. So on its turn, it begins to understandably haul ass and is running away, and then begins to dash and dives into the water. And in the nighttime,
So
you lose vision of it.
this dude is just sitting here, right?
Yeah, so Merrick actually is standing like he's got his like his hand like poised at him, and you can see like the lightning like crackle between his fingertips. Merrick doesn't appear like he is going to leave, like run with you guys. If he catches the boat, he catches the boat, but he's done without boats for a long period of his life, so he doesn't necessarily need it. However, we're out of initiative.
In that case,
I will tell you that the boat will be stopped, but you guys will have to like go catch up with it.
Okay.
The boat will be stopped, though.
In that case, I'd like to just walk up to this guy, just stand over him for a second. And is he still giving me? Is he still giving me this death glare?
Yeah, basically. What's your demeanor? Because when you walk up to him, Merrick probably says, he probably looks at you and he says, Hannibal, it would not be correct. This creature, you have destroyed its one true friend.
I want to give an insight check on what he means by that.
Okay, yeah, roll an insight check. I mean, the only thing you killed in the entire combat was that dragon, so maybe he means that, but based on, like, what he says, you're not sure the exact details of how that works.
So I'd look this thing over.
Yeah, and again, it's like, even on its knees, it's like, at, like, chest height. Or navel height, probably. And also, this goes away. And this is also gone.
I imagine there's a stare down for a couple seconds.
Uh-huh.
And then I turn and walk away.
Okay, yeah. He lets you leave. And what everybody is free action now. You can tell me whatever you're doing.
Oh.
But none of you...
I'm getting on the boat.
None of you see Farron.
Aw. So Ewan's standing there.
Let me select the boat and properly orient it for docking purposes.
Man, it doesn't need to be docked. I'll fucking jump on that piece of shit.
There. Perfect. It's properly oriented for docking purposes now.
Somewhat.
Also, Farron is nowhere to be seen.
So,
just
Morella gets on the boat.
Actually, first, I want to open this door.
Okay, yeah. Totally. So inside you see our other dead lizardmen.
Okay, you know what? I'm not leaving yet. I'm going back after seeing this, because now I just realized something very weird.
What is that thing that you've realized that is very weird?
I cast tongues on myself.
Okay.
And then,
So when you walk back over there, Merrick actually has a hand on the thing's shoulder and is like looking at it. And he's chanting something. What languages do you know, Hannibal?
Infernal and Sylvan.
Yeah, he's chanting something in Infernal.
What's he saying?
So it's like you understand that it's the Infernal language, but it's a magical spell that he is casting. And
Can I make an Arcana check to identify it?
Absolutely can. So a 15 is enough to know what it is, but not enough to react in time. So you know, and you're like, wait, what's, like, you come out, you're like, wait, more dead lizardmen, and he's got the hand on the shoulder, and he's like staring into his eyes, and the lizardman, he smiles, and he nods his head slowly, and then the lizardman vanishes. And you know that Merrick just cast the spell Wait, I actually have it written down in here, I think.
Really?
Indeed. You know that he cast the spell Plane Shift and sent this lizardman somewhere.
So I turn to him, and I say in
And
Infernal.
he gets up and, like, dusts his knees off.
I say in Infernal. I had some questions for him.
And I think he turns and he looks at you and says, he replies to you in common. He just says, "You know better than that, Hannibal. I have sent him to my master. She will know what to do with him."
I don't say anything. I just give him a look.
Yeah.
Just that kind of... I feel like we kind of understand each other now a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And just walk away.
Sure.
Meanwhile, I take a gasp of quote unquote air under the water,
Right.
surface my head and shout, "I'm still alive, guys!" as I go back under the water.
Yeah, so on the boat, you can see that Lore Master Karis is, like, has got the captain, like, laying down as, like, attending to him. And she's, like, covered with, like, this slime, and her like, whitish, grayish robes are like, covered in this mucus stuff now. And the boat is, like, wrecked on that side, on that one side where it was just slamming down and breaking things. It's still serviceable, like, the boat's still gonna float. But yeah, and by the way, Chester, you can totally be on the boat now.
Awesome.
And the captain is also covered in mucus, and he's like, you see him, like, cough, and, like, some of that nasty, like, yellowish tinged phlegm comes out, and he spits it on the deck, and the Lore Master just, like, kind of crinkles her nose and is tending to him the best she can, but she's no healer.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah, totally, Hannibal. I bet you do. You can definitely begin doing that. I just want to see what everybody else is doing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Chester is refilling his bolt box.
Sure. Arcadia and Aelin, what are you guys doing?
Arcadi's been keeping an eye on exactly what's been going on down here, but he doesn't speak Infernal, so he's a little bit lost.
Yeah, you're still under the stairs, right? Nobody can even see you, right? You're still, like, just like,
Yep.
what is going on?
So I'm gonna have to ask Hannibal about that later. But at the moment, he's also concerned about what exactly it is that Aelin's up to.
Yeah, what is Aelin up to?
Aylin's kneeling over all of the bodies that she can see, and she's just quietly saying some words over each of them, and she's actually kind of like positioning the bodies in a way that's, she lays them flat and takes both of their arms and crosses them over their chest, and she's just quietly doing that as she's walking along back towards the ship.
Okay, cool. So is there an interaction there between Arcadia and Aelin?
Arcadi continues uncertain that she's real, but seeing what she's up to, he's just going to return to the ship, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
Ideally without attracting the notice of Merrick.
Yeah, Merrick is busy doing other things. In fact, he's probably, like, approaching the... also, he should not be producing light anymore, but it doesn't really matter. But he's actually probably at the cook fire, kind of, like, stoking it to make it brighter. So, Morella, when you get there, you see Lore Master Karis is tending to this individual, but also she probably, like, coughs a little bit, and you can see a little bit of, like, the phlegm on her sleeve when she does so. And when you come on, she says, Morella, we must get him to the water.
She looks confused. What do you mean?
He will die if he's not submerged soon.
So...
Believe her on this! As I submerge back in.
Just fucking talking head pops up. Trust her!
Yeah.
And then pops back down.
Yeah, Morella. After Farron says that. She kind of like,
Yeah.
she's very skeptical, but she just takes the dude by like the shirt of his chest and just like throws him in the water.
Yeah, you just toss him.
No, just throws him in the water.
Yeah, and so like you go to toss him, and you see her like wave her hands, and he actually slow falls. It's actually a spell that she has, I think.
Wow. She's just got
yeah,
all
there it
the
is.
spells.
Boom, feather fall. She casts it, and like she gives you a look that would pierce through armor when you just like toss him in the water. And she walks to the edge daintily, like steps off, and then herself gets in the water, and has him like is like floating him on his back, and kind of like just keeping him in contact with the water at all times. And occasionally you'll see like she'll like scoop some water in her hand and like douse it over her head and like splash her face, keeping herself soaked with the water as well.
Yeah, and Morella looking confused. Farron, just get on the boat already.
Farron's actually like submerged, like under the water.
Yeah, but
completely.
she's heard it and she's like looking,
Yeah.
assuming that he's still around.
No can do. As I go back into the water.
Yeah, and Lord Master
She's just
Karras-
looking confused, and
Yeah.
she's just like, "Have they all turned to fish or something? What magic is this?"
Lord Master Karras says, it is a tainted kind of magic. Only the eldest ones know of its ilk, but I have heard stories, although never encountered the creature in which we did. It converts other beings to its will. Although this one that we met was, I believe, a mere illusion of the real thing.
And Morella nods at this, and she says, "Can this could be cured? This magic?"
She nods and she says, yes, but not by me. It is a little out of the realm of my expertise. And she kind of like motions and she says, however, as a priestess of Shalia, you probably have seen this before. And Aelin, this is totally something you might know about. It's going to be like a 10 or more on a history or religion or medicine check. Whichever one you want.
We're gonna go with medicine.
Sure. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I know everything about it.
So you don't, because it's the medicine portion of the check, you don't know like the stories behind it. You don't know like what that creature might have been, but what you do know,
I don't need
is
to know.
the
It's
disease,
just to heal the thing.
right? Yeah, you know the disease. So the disease is actually like in the mucus, right? And there are two different forms of it. There's the form that people need to simply be in contact with the water at all times, and then there is the form that one can only breathe water. And it appears you have both types here. Obviously, like that's why Lord Master Karras like brought the captain into the water, and that's why Farron is like doing the head bob, submerge himself, take a few breaths, come up, talk, duck his head back in again. You've probably even cured it before back in your home city, because it would totally make sense for there to have been a case or
Back in
two
the day.
of that there. Totally.
So yeah, I think I kneel down, and I don't get in the water because I would sink, but I kneel down and I put both my hands in the water and sort of slightly make them glow to try to get Farron to come over to me, towards me.
Do you just like splash
Like an anglerfish.
I like motion for him to come towards me.
Yeah.
Like an
Do
anglerfish.
so.
Baron, do you like do the do you nibble on
Yeah.
your fingers a little bit or whatever? Like that?
Yeah, I'm now totally a fish.
Yeah.
Then he just piranhas my hand. And,
Yeah.
No.
Don't make this weirder than it needs to be.
Oh no, it got real weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, just whenever he gets in range for me to just like grab his wrist, I'd grab his wrist and I try this. I don't know if this is strong. If it's a disease, sure, I guess.
Indeed. So, lesser restoration. That, let's see. Does that cure this? Doesn't say it doesn't. So that's good.
Let's go with that then.
And this is probably due to the fact that, like, you guys saw what the description was. That's not exactly it. I just pulled that straight from the book because I only needed to copy paste something. But there's also, like, another couple of things working here. Remember what Lore Master Kara said, that this was not the real thing, so the magic probably isn't as strong as normal. But indeed, your lesser restoration is strong enough for these versions of the diseases to be cured. And Farron, I think, like, she heals you, and you, like, now you've gotten kind of used to breathing underwater. And so, like, you take a breath and immediately, like, burst to the surface, like, coughing and hacking and trying to get all the water that you just breathed in out of your lungs.
This is not a fun experience, guys.
Okay, Farron, now get on the boat.
And
Yeah, it's good to see you still alive.
I mean, technically, wouldn't that be two things? Really finicky.
no. It's part of the same disease.
Okay.
It's just two different levels of it. Oh, god damn it! I always moved the boat accidentally. So it's you can totally get in the water, Aelin, if you wanted to, because you're able to stand here. That's what Lore Master Karis is doing. But she will, like, her and him will move over, and she looks up at you and she says, "Priestess of Shalia, if you would be so kind, myself and the captain here, we have also been infected, although with the lesser version than the dear Farron was."
Ooh, dear.
I know. Ooh, dear. What? But of course. And, like, before she's even, like, finished her sentence, when they got close enough, she was already,
you were just like,
I was like, yep, yep.
Sure.
And then, obviously, the same.
Yep, and you use up 2 more charges of that, obviously. But, I mean, you guys brought the rest anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But you heal both of them,
Ouch.
and then she gets out of the water and kind of, like, you can see her, like, she picks up, like, the end of her robes and, like, starts wringing them out because she's soaked with all this water.
That's
now.
why I didn't get in the water.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. Hannibal, roll me an investigation check, please, sir.
Okay, there are 2 things I'd like to find out.
Okay. Yeah, no, tell me what you've been up to.
I've been examining all the corpses.
Mm-hmm.
I've also been examining the buildings. I'm trying to determine who was living in this village, and also what killed these lizardmen.
Cool. Yeah, totally. Roll a single investigation check. Should probably give you all of that information if it's good enough. Yeah, totally. These lizardmen have wounds that appear to be of the same ilk as you and your party members. There's a lot of piercing wounds that appear to come from tridents or spears or bows. There's even some, like, scorch marks on some of the creatures, as if they were killed by magic. And the buildings appear to be of human construction. But distinctly, as you begin to, like, go around, you find no humans. No human corpses, nothing.
Does it kind of feel like this might have been their village?
It definitely seems as though these lizardmen, the ones that are dead currently, perhaps were living here, yeah.
Also, you still have this wall up.
Oh shit, you're right, totally. Good call.
Are there?
Goodbye.
Could there have been another building?
There are multiple buildings, yes. This one right here, the door is right here where these little, the little things lead up.
Yeah, this one. Open in.
Mm-hmm. Totes. Appears to be a loft type building. Again, no humans.
Ladder?
Yeah, the ladder goes up to the second floor where the bed and chest is. Stuff
Okay,
like that.
so... Oh yeah, they're chests.
Yes. I assume during your investigation you open the chests and they don't have really anything of value in them.
Okay. And there was one more building, wasn't there?
Yeah, there's 2 more. There's this one over here. The one that you see, like, you come over here and there's like a ton of like scorch marks and blasts and stuff like all along the walls and shit. And the doors are actually already open, I should say.
Oh. Where are they?
Right here. And you can see there's like mangled remains of what used to be a lizardman like scattered throughout this room. And like there's like lightning scorches and there's probably still small fires burning in like the hay and shit. This is where Merrick had his combat with one of the other lizardmen for a few rounds.
Hey, could you just drag me over to the other building?
Sure. Bum ba bum bum. Bum ba bum bum. Ah, come on, stupid thing. There we go. Bum ba bum bum. Right here. This is the other building.
Open it up.
And here is much the same sight, with more dead lizardmen inside.
Okay, I'm done here.
Okay. Fantastic. Meanwhile, back on the boat.
Yes.
Now that I assume all of you get back on, and after a while, Merrick actually joins you as well. The captain is like still like he's resting. He's not unconscious or dying or anything, but he's like resting because he had a pretty traumatic experience. And so the first mate, who's this chick right here, she takes the wheel and like gets the shipwrights moving and gets everybody back in order, and et cetera, et cetera. And the boat will totally like ship off as long as no one has anything else to do here.
Nope.
Cool. So I assume there's not like a whole lot of quote unquote sleeping, because that was quite traumatic. I'm assuming for, but a lot of you guys are hardened adventurers, so who knows.
Yeah, Marilla sleeps like.
But
that.
I want to know what like the first like conversation is, like. There's that awkward silence where everybody's still kind of awake and like the adrenaline is just starting to wind down, so everybody can't like fall asleep yet. Does anyone like say anything or ask anything or do anything? The same goes for like everybody on the boat, obviously.
So I would bring something up. It
Go
kind of
ahead.
seems like they might have killed each other.
A little strife amongst themselves. Well, they are beasts, so.
They're intelligent though, and I doubt that they just do this for no reason.
Yeah, and I think Merrick
Humans do the same.
Yeah, I think Merrick looks at you when you say that to Merrill, and he's like, he kind of like chuckles, and he's like, "You call them beasts? That's what I call humans. They are far more dangerous and deadly than the lizard folk, even in the best of times."
There's certainly no shortage of humans killing other humans.
Yes. But anyway. So you say that they were attacking each other then, Hannibal?
Most likely, and I was imagining they described the aboleth.
Yeah, totally. But
I could.
somebody already knows what that is, right? Like, if anybody were to ask her, she would probably explain more.
Oh yeah, so I go to her and say, so my theory is that there were probably a few enslaved lizardmen that fought against the rest.
Yeah, Hannibal, I'll remind you that your character may not know exactly what this thing is. Even though
Oh
you
shit!
do.
Sorry, I completely forgot.
Yep.
Can I roll something to see how much I
Yes.
know?
You can totally roll either Arcana or Nature. You choose.
Arcana or what?
Nature. Nature is your other option.
Okay, they're both the same.
Your microphone is doing the thing again.
You can't tell me what to do.
Pain.
Oh, God.
Okay, Hannibal, you need
Let's
to
unmute
set up a
him.
PayPal
Okay,
account so we can all buy
Hannibal,
you.
we're back. Oh, maybe not. Nope, we can't hear you. So what's everybody else talking about? What's the first conversation everybody else has while Hannibal fixes his microphone?
Chester is going to go over to Farron and see if he's okay. Because he did see him choking and then go back in the water. which was confusing.
Yeah, I want to see that conversation. Like, Farron, are you, like, talking with anybody, or, like, you still, like, in a little bit of, like, the panic shock mode a little bit?
I mean, at this point, I'm probably still thinking about how to now breathe in regular air.
Totally.
So I'm like, okay, breathe in and breathe out.
Yeah, you're, like, taking abnormally, like, deep breaths. You're like... right? You're, like, not breathing heavy, but, like, you know, taking really long inhales and really long exhales.
And Arkady will want to know what happened after he abandoned Farron on the boat on the assumption that Farron would obviously be able to handle that situation. Which he's gratified to see was true, but also obviously went kind of messily. I think he'd be really confused when Chester showed up, acting like he has human feelings.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so
makes sense.
What do you say, Chester, when you arrive on this scene of, like, Arkady, like, you know, concernedly looking over his friend? Or at least, you know, disappointedly so, at the very minimum.
So, Chester is just kind of lightly staring, I guess would be the correct term. And he says, Farron, are you okay? You seem to have some trouble breathing there. What, did you get choked down there or something? Are you alright?
I'll be okay in a minute. It's just, changing the entire way that your body needs to breathe. It's not a pleasant feeling at all.
What?
If you were thinking he would be easy prey, I'm afraid you will be mistaken on this.
It would appear so.
Apart from the, you know, whole breathing thing, I'm actually in good shape. But, yes, just... It's very strange to go from breathing air to suddenly breathing water to back to breathing air again.
It seems like you forgot how to breathe, Farron. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, cool. So that's a touching moment. Welcome back. A 17 is pretty good. I think that you don't know... This thing is, like, something out of myth and legend, right? So, like, you know, like, you recognize, like, the type of magics that have been talked about, although you may not know exactly, like, what is going on with it. However, if you'll remember that way back so very, very long ago, when you guys were in Nome, there was a thing that happened when we were doing our investigating to see where all of the, like, where the cultists were hiding, right? Where the assholes?
They were hiding in the sewers, converting everything to salt water.
Tracked them to the pipes, right? And they got converted into this kind of sulfury, yellowish tinned salt water. Hannibal would probably make that connection. Also, your microphone's fucking up again.
Shit, son of a... Hold on.
We need to buy Jackson a new microphone. This is the only week that it's ever been bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I mean,
normally he just eats, okay? Normally it's just eating.
It's because...
That's not the mic's fault.
No, I think I've said this. I told you guys before. The wires are out now. Like, I'm literally manually manipulating the wires because everything broke on them.
Well, Jackson, I'm going to need you to go to Walmart and buy a $15 microphone for next week.
You know, I didn't ask for this.
Anyway, yeah, no, Jackson, you could totally probably make the connection that, like, that's two similar types of magic. What this thing was doing, even though you didn't see it, you just saw the effects afterwards. And what those assholes or cultists were doing, seems like a very similar scenario.
Similar.
Sure, yeah, right. So you dump that, and I think the only one that was like really truly aware of that was Chester and Vi, right? Because you guys were the ones who actually found the. Oh, and Farron, you were there too. I think when you guys actually found the entrance, right?
And you also made me taste the stuff.
Yeah, you did taste the stuff. Yep.
It tasted.
That was funny.
Interesting. That was before I blew up the house.
Yes, it was.
Simpler times.
Simpler times. Yeah. So you'd probably be able to make that connection.
Free house.
Yeah, I mean, I keep it right here just in case we all want to look at that time that Jackson blew up a house.
Oh god, there's so much fire.
Do you keep on adding more fire or something?
Nope, it's
I don't think he needs to.
It's same as when we stopped.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and also that was Vi's corpse inside of the fire.
Yeah, just
Still.
But she's in a well.
Still at
What
zero
are you
hit
talking
points.
about?
Yeah, well,
Zero
dead.
hit points. Yeah, so like that may be a revelation, and I think that like maybe even overhearing like the conversation about that, I think Lord Master Karis probably like kind of cuts in a little bit, and she says that word again that you guys don't recognize, but you can hear it now in Elvish. And I think that she says, like, as she begins, she says the word, you all hear it, that can understand Elvish. And then she says, I believe it translates to Aboleth in the common tongue. It is a creature of myth and legend. It is reminiscent of the old gods, the ones that came before. To see one here, so far from their normal habitats, is interesting. You say that you've seen similar reactions in magic.
Yes, that is what I say.
I was not aware myths and legends had natural habitat.
Typically the Aboleths like the deeper parts of the oceans. This being a river delta seems to be a bit out of place. But this Nuln, the city, if there is indeed a true Aboleth hiding in the sewers, it should be cleansed.
How much?
And quickly, from what you say,
Well,
Chester
Hannibal's-
says, I'm calm.
we are making
Hannibal-
our way towards Nome.
Hannibal's inner Raka immediately thinks, "How much money can I get for doing this?"
Depends, you might be showered with riches for saving the city again.
Yeah, I'm not too excited about going back to Nuln.
Come
I
now.
don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, you have bad experiences in there.
Also, I have bad shit looking for me. So
Oh, I got shot at by a random assassin. I think we all got bad shit coming for us.
Caitlin's fine. I don't know.
Yeah, Chester's pretty okay.
about
Well,
you
you're the
guys.
company of Morella, so
She
expect
doesn't
that.
have any.
also,
No, even then, I don't think. No.
also the person who's supposed to be receiving all the shit I got is in Nuln. So
It's very true.
Oh, that's your problem.
yeah, you know. Damn it, I didn't use it. Fuck, I forgot.
And so I think that that's a perfect opportunity to have another character that
Die.
we know quite well as the quiet like lapping of the river waves are against the boat. You guys hear from like the bank alongside the river. Hey. Hey.
Oh god.
And for those of you that witness this, you look over and you see riding atop a mount that is far too big for her, but doing so adeptly as if she was born on a horse. You see a very small halfling who we know well from our resident Gold Order specialist. She's riding on the horse, and she kind of like she stands up on like the saddle, and the horse like comes up off a rock and leaps, and it's coming right for the boat, and it's going to hit the boat, and then the horse vanishes, and she tumbles and pops up like a circus act. And everybody on the boat, like, there's probably like weapons being drawn, right? Because you guys are like on edge. And she dusts herself off and like looks around. She goes, "Well, finally glad I caught you.
Hannibal's clapping.
That was almost a disaster."
What's up?
So, you know those vials you gave me to identify? Well, should just tell you I synthesized some of it, and when I synthesized some of it, I came to discover that it's not exactly as it appears. The necrotic resistance portion is actually an after effect caused by when these, the two elements of magic that are formed here are combined, and when they are threaded together, it actually gives off that for the after effect. But it's not really a huge deal, but I would suggest not drinking it or putting it in anything that you might eat, because it'll probably kill you and might even turn you into an undead. And Maybe. She just says this like in front of everybody to you, Hannibal.
I see.
Yeah, so I really wouldn't suggest doing that, and whatever you got that from, or whoever you got that from. In fact, I would just suggest not doing that. And then she goes, "Wait, what happened here? There's magic here." Yeah, and you can see, like, so Lore Master Karis is like, she's looking at this individual, like her eyes are like, what the fuck is this creature? And what is it doing on the ship? Merrick is kind of just like, he just takes like a sip from his flask, just watching with bemusement. And you can see that she walks over, and she walks over to the sides of the boat that is like all crushed and crumbled. And she kind of like looks down at it, and she sees like some of like the staining that's on the boat. She goes, this is interesting. She looks at Hannibal. She looks at the thing again. She goes, "Well, if you've already used it, well, I guess nothing I can do here."
Alright, it's cool. Don't worry. Thanks for the update. That was really close, by the way.
And she kind of like looks around. She's like, well, hope none of you are infected with that disease. And she like kind of like walks back to the aft of the boat. Does anyone stop her or say anything to her?
I say bye, Goldie.
Chester just stares with hatred. I hate
Flabbergast.
her so much.
Marla just
Should
stares
not
off
say
as this creature
anything to the
leaves.
pretty one.
So, that all taken care of. I'm making dinner. Who wants some?
I look at you. Hannibal, I've had your cooking before. Please don't.
No, but this time I have a secret ingredient.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Don't turn us into undead.
I feel like I'm going to need a variety of details possibly elaborated upon.
Fine.
Yeah.
You want the details? Here's the deets.
Well, no, and I think that that's a perfect place when the deets are being given to like fade to black, on the episode, right? Is like as Hannibal begins explaining where he got the substance, why he has this substance, why he's in possession of it, etc., 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 etc.
Yeah, and this is the common one that I have, not the, I guess, super versions I have.
Right. So you have two different, like, there's 6 small vials, and I should mention they are not potions, right? Like, they are small, like, test tubes basically, that contain. There's 4 of them that are what she just told you they are, and then, or at least in her own words, right, what she told you they are, and then affiliated it with whatever the substance was that creature was producing, right? And then you have 2 others which are probably along the same lines, right? Like, they wouldn't probably be stored together if they were any different, or at least that much different.
Here, this is a poison that kills people and raises them from the dead as a servant.
Right, and that's like how she described it to you, but maybe it's similar to what's going on there, maybe it's not. But yeah. No, I think that's a perfecto place to sign off.
So, guys, don't leave me alone with your food.
Already? New.
So, two things. Let me get you some experience, and some inspiration.
Oh!
Farron, I think there's little doubt that turning into a giant crocodile in an attempt to scare the beast away earns you at least a single inspiration.
Well, thank you very much.
And, who else are we gonna go with? Who do you guys think should get another inspiration? Who did you think particularly did something amazing today?
If I had to say an entity, it'd be the party. So, hey.
Okay.
I mean,
All right. So,
she's an angel. So
Aelin was pretty MVP.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
She was pretty good.
Then,
Yeah.
then Aelin, you can gain experience for being MVP as voted by the party.
I mean, I guess she probably prevented Hannibal from dying. Maybe.
And probably you too.
Well, I still had second one. I was still banking on that.
Cool.
Also, I was doing pretty good with those death
Also,
saves.
Twitch chat voted Aelin as well, so I mean that's
Nice.
a pretty solid.
Yeah, Twitch chat pulling for me.
That's a pretty solid vote there. So experience. That's what we're gonna do. I was like, what the hell am I looking in this book for? So it's time to do math on stream via calculator. Because I'm no fool. Lizard folk. L comes before M, but after K.
Except after Z.
And after liches.
And sometimes Y.
Or lice. Ugh. Lick. After
Oh
lick.
god.
Oh my god, what a
That game is so bad with pronunciation.
god, it's the worst fucking game ever.
Which
It's the worst and the best all at the same time.
Divinity.
why, sir, are
Oh, I figured.
Sauce hunters.
Sauce Anta.
God damn it. Every 5
man.
seconds.
Oh,
It makes me so angry.
In case you forgot what you were. By the way, you guys are source hunters.
Sauce Anta.
oh, those goddamn quote-unquote British accents.
All of the accents.
You
actually are-
mean Wolgraff?
Did you-
Wolgraff is now our British
Oh
companion?
my god, yes.
God damn, that was the best.
He's so funny.
God, when he started to speak and he was British, I almost lost my shit. I was like, this is the greatest day.
Oh my god, we were yelling and hoping you were in.
I know, we're like, Will, listen.
Alright, so
You're gonna be so upset.
everybody gets that much experience. Congratulations. Hooray! 17, 16. That's how much experience you get.
Oh my god.
What?
I am 300 XP away from level 9.
It sucks. Fantastic. Hope you all had fun. I'm gonna do outro. If you guys could stay for like 5 extra minutes, please, because I gotta talk to you.
Yep.
Thanks.
It is about me.
4,000.
No, everybody. I need a
Yeah, we need an
5 minutes.
intervention.
Hey, stream. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. I had a fuckload of fun. Yes, Wolgar's voice is amazing. I agree. I had a fuckload of fun. It was a lot of combat today, a lot of like kind of slower combat, but you know, it was cool. Not all of our games are like that. A lot of our games are very RP oriented, so I think we'll probably have a lull again of some RP oriented, getting build up into the crescendo of perhaps saving Nuln from the Aboleth. So it should be cool, and everything's starting to come together too, in reference to all of the crazy batshit stuff that's been going on. So it's good. You guys know how to find me and follow me. I appreciate everybody for being here. You guys are incredible. People enjoying what I do is the reason why I keep doing it. That's the only reason I keep doing it, because not like I'm getting paid. So that's it. That's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go. Tomorrow will more than likely be the conclusion of Divinity. So if you're on Twitch and you can see this, come visit us tomorrow. If you're on YouTube, come find me on Twitch. You might get to see cool stuff. Who knows? That's all. That's all we got. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Which lie?